Hello and welcome to the Coupon Project Live. I'm Angela Russell from the Coupon Project. If you're finding me from Ustream tonight, I encourage you to check out my blog. I am based out of the Seattle-Tacoma area, and my goal is to help you find ways to save money on a variety of grocery and household items that you may need. I do this by explaining how coupons work. My goal is to really break down the process of how to use coupons best to save money. In addition, I share a lot of just tips for ways to save money and frugal living. So that's what I'm about. If you've never joined me on one of these webcasts, I just want to briefly explain how they work. You'll notice that below me there is a chat box. That's if you're watching me on thecouponproject.com. You should see like a little text chat box. Feel free to create a Ustream account. It's free, easy, just takes a minute. And I will be reading and following along tonight. As you have questions or comments, feel free just to pipe in and I will do my very best to monitor those and I can answer those live for you tonight. That's what my goal is. I also want to say that if for any reason you need to cut out or you want to watch this again, good news, it's being recorded. So I will have the video version up on the blog sometime tomorrow. So have no fear. Okay. So that being said, I want to just introduce tonight's topic a little bit. I want to talk about the sort of trends that I saw happen in the world of couponing over 2012. And I also want to share some of my thoughts for what I think we're going to see happen in 2013. I've done this kind of a webcast for the last, well, I think this is the third one I've done, so third year in a row. I think it's really important to take time and look and see, hey, what's shifting, what's changing, because it can be so easy just to get caught up in here's a deal, here's a deal, here's a deal, and not see the bigger picture about how things are changing and how we need to stay on top of it in order to make sure that we're doing all we can to save money. I really do think that the people that are most informed pay attention to those trends and anticipate new things happening are in the best position to save the most amount of money. The other thing that I just want to introduce before I get going is the sales cycle download. This is a download that I put. It's free on my site. So if you go to thecouponproject.com and then up in the navigation bar up at the top, you're going to see a button that says downloads. If you click on that, you'll have a drop down and there's sales cycles. If you head to that page, you'll see that there's a free download for sales cycles for 2012. And what that is, it's a free download where I've compiled my notes from the last set of years as a couponer and identified month by month what are the items that we saw go on sale. Now, some of those are going to be regional because, again, I'm out of the Seattle-Tacoma area, so some of those are specific to stores that I'm seeing in my area, but there's a few things there that are going to be helpful no matter what part of the country that you're living in, things that are more nationally based, as well as restaurants, companies, other things like that. So I highly recommend you print that and you can put it in your coupon binder or just refer to it whenever you need. So I wanted just to plug that really quick and let you know that that tool is there available for you and it's completely free. So let's talk first about what I saw happen in 2012. I want to make sure that before I jump ahead to what I think we're going to see, I want to sort of say, okay, if I look at all the different sort of posts over the last year and maybe even leading up to last year, what were some of the things that I really would say stood out to me as trends of what happened? The first thing I want to say is there have been some shifts. In the past, I would see those sales cycles where I would say, okay, in January, we're going to have the oatmeal sale. We know that the oatmeal sale is coming in January, and we know that this sale is coming in May. In 2012, and even the year before, I noticed that things have started to kind of shift, so that those are more like best guesses or general ideas, but the sales cycles aren't anything to me that you should hold true to because things have changed. Last year, I mean, going back to the oatmeal sale, which is like one of my classic examples. So January is National Oatmeal Month, and in the past, we've seen really, really strong deals on oatmeal in that month. Last year, Quaker definitely featured into the ads, but the best deals didn't come till September. So I think it's important to be aware of when things go on sale, but also note that things can change. And just because you don't see a sale when you expect it to doesn't mean that it's not coming at all. It may be coming at a different time of the year, or might mean that it's time to find a different way to save on that item. So keep your eyes open. Things did shift around last year. Another thing I want to mention is Catalina offers. So for those of you that are not familiar with what that term is, Catalina coupons are the coupons that print at checkout, and they are triggered by your purchases. So it's a machine that you would find right next to the receipt machine. So when you're at the end of your transaction and you've been totaled out and you've paid for your items, the cashier will hand you a receipt, and then sometimes they'll rip off some coupons that may have spit out during your transaction. Those are Catalina coupons. Now, a lot of times, most of the time, when you're not expecting them, you're just doing your regular shopping, the Catalina coupons will be cents off a particular item. For instance, it might say $1 off A&W soda or $2 off Huggies diapers. And a lot of times those are matched to the sort of items that you're buying in your grocery shopping trip. But the other kind of Catalina offers, the ones that couponers really like to go after, are the ones that are triggered when you buy a certain threshold, like a dollar threshold. For instance, it might be like spend $10 on Hunt's products, receive a $2 off your next order coupon. That's another kind of a Catalina coupon, and those can be applied on anything you want in the grocery store. It seems that a few years ago we were seeing lots more of those kind of offers where you could earn these valuable dollars off your next order that you could then turn around and use for anything you wanted in the store, or roll them onto the same or a different Catalina offer. But I would definitely say over the last year, year and a half, I haven't been as reporting on as many Catalina offers. It seems that now what seems to be more advertised are the mix and match. Have you noticed this? More like buy 10, save 5 instantly. It seems like the store wants you to realize that savings right then and there versus, you know, getting some dollars that you can, or getting a Catalina dollar off your next order that you could then apply on something else. And those Catalina offers are usually put out by manufacturers. So I'm really not sure what has shifted there, if there had been some abuse of those, if manufacturers and stores are just trying different kinds of promotions. But I will say that that seems to have not gone away entirely, but it seems that the number of postings that I've done on Catalina coupons in particular have slowed down. Another thing that I noticed last year is that the fine print on coupons continues to tighten. We know that the Procter & Gamble coupons for a while now have now in the fine print say limit 4 like coupons per transaction. Before they didn't have that verbiage on them, so if you wanted to buy 10 bottles of Tide, you could use 10 Tide coupons. Now they're limiting you to 4 like coupons. That means if I have $4 off Tide coupons, I can't use more than that in a single transaction. But even beyond that, we're seeing more and more coupons now that are limit 1 per transaction, and even sometimes now limit 1 per customer. So it's really important to pay attention to the fine print to make sure that before you get to the store, you can actually use the coupons how you want on your shopping trip. Rewards and loyalty card emphasis. It feels like to me that stores are increasingly working on getting your loyalty at their store. They're trying different programs. They're pushing new cards. Walgreens is a great example of that. They really pushed out their new loyalty card this year. Albertsons has been ramping up their preferred card, not to mention Safeway with the launch of Just For You this year. It feels like stores are really working to do whatever they can, because I think it's competitive. It's a very competitive industry, and they want, as much as possible, they want you to be loyal to shopping at their store. I think we'll see more of these kind of pushes as we move on. Um, I think what's happening as we're seeing these things happen with the coupons being the fine print being tightened up and limitations happening in the stores. I mean, it's clear all along. Stores and manufacturers, their goal is to get as many people possible, giving them the ability to take advantage of the deal. So when one person comes in and clears out a shelf or clears out the store stock, it's not really what that manufacturer, that store had intended. They want to get lots of people in. So I think we're going to continue to see them do everything they can to make it more available. So I know Rite Aid is another good example of a store that's really worked to add some limitations to how many times you can do a particular deal, to ensure that more people can take advantage. I'm for one, I'm a fan of stores doing this to some, I guess I should say, I'm a fan of them doing this to some degree. I'm personally not going to drive across town if there's like a limit one for a 50-cent thing. I'm probably not going to do it. I get it. I get that stores want lots of people to take advantage. I think though some of these things, quite honestly, are the direct result of people probably having obnoxious behaviors in the store, quite honestly, and maybe stores reluctance to impose or curb it while it was happening, and so now you're seeing these limitations. Another thing that I would say is we are seeing more and more coupons for organic and healthy items. I think these manufacturers are having to respond. I mean, people really care about good food choices, and lots of people out there are really trying to eat better, improve their diets, and I think we're going to continue to see more coupons that respond to people's changing dietary desires and needs. I think a really good, just one example of this on a small scale is the surgence of non-dairy coupons. I mean, I cannot tell you how many like Silk and Blue Diamond Almond Breeze and Kikkoman Pearl almond milk and all these sort of things that, I mean, it's hard to find any given week where you can't not find a deal on non-dairy milk, like the nut milks, for instance. And I think it's great. I think it's great that manufacturers are seeing those opportunities and really responding. I would also encourage you, if there are companies like that matter to you, whether it's Udi's or Silk or So Delicious, make sure that you're following them on Facebook, because some of the very best coupon offers and freebies we're seeing have come right out of Facebook. Okay, I also want to touch on technology and coupons. I think, I don't mean to say that the days of like sitting there clipping inserts are gone. I mean, I think that's definitely here to stay for a while. At the same time, I think we're seeing more and more manufacturers exploring different ways of getting coupons out to users, whether it's Target's mobile coupons, whether it's the recent Ibotta app that I shared with you. I know Kroger, for instance, has been a fabulous one to watch for high value e-coupons, like Fred Meyer and QFC. I mean, you go onto their e-coupon sites, you're always going to find some really fantastic high value e-coupon that you can't find in printable or insert form. So pay attention to the e-coupon sites and pay attention for emerging coupon technology, because a lot of times when it first comes out, you'll see some really strong offers to sort of catch your eye off the bat. So if you're willing to be flexible and be an early adopter of some of those things and give them a try, sometimes you can be really rewarded. Going kind of along with that, I just wanted to mention personalized offers, and I think the best example we saw of this in 2012 was Safeway with their launch of Just For You. If you've not checked it out, I really recommend that you do. The idea is that Safeway will look at your shopping history via your Safeway Club card, and they will feed to you specialized offers and coupon deals that are unique to you. And some of these we're seeing are really fantastic. Lots of free items where like no additional purchase is necessary. A lot of times those personal offers will give you discounts on produce, meat, organic products, things that you might otherwise have difficult time finding coupons for. So I really recommend giving that a try. I know I've heard some complaints that it's kind of complicated and not, and there's some lack of clarity on everything because there's just a lot going with it. But again, if you're willing to give it a try and get in there, you might find that you're able to snag some really great deals. So definitely check it out. Along with personalized offers, we had Safeway Just For You, but I also just want to mention the importance of making sure that with your loyalty cards that you have a mailing address associated with those. I shop at Fred Meyer a ton, and I frequently get these fantastic like best customer coupons. Like I got one in the mail a couple weeks ago. It had free eggs, $1 off any salad. I mean, coupons that you're not going to be able to get elsewhere. And I think stores more and more are recognizing the value of rewarding customers with really great coupons. And coupons also for store brands. I would say also that we saw store brands really promoted. Some stores made some really strong pushes in the last year to get the word out about their store brands. And I think some of them have also kind of gone through a rebranding and trying to make them as good as their name brand counterparts. Super Value and the Albertsons, they really pushed their Essential Everyday line this year, and even put out some coupons and inserts for them, really to make sure that people are getting the chance to try these products. Kroger's another one with their Simple Truth Organic line. You're seeing really nice branding, and it's advertised regularly in the weekly ad, and sometimes even coupons, and again e-coupons too. So make sure to check the associated e-coupon sites for the stores that you shop at. So those are some general trends. I know I could have spent time going through month by month everything that we saw, but I really did want to take just a few minutes out and speak more broadly about categories of things that I'm seeing happen. The last thing I wanted to talk about before I move into predictions is the trends that we're seeing with coupon blogs. If you haven't noticed, a lot of the coupon blogs, myself included, have transitioned to include frugal living content, because as coupons, as the fine print has shifted, as sales have shifted, there's just a growing importance to know all of the different ways that you can save, how couponing fits as part of the frugal living lifestyle, but not as the sole method of saving money. And I firmly believe that if you use couponing in concert with things like buying bulk and growing your own, you're going to get the best advantage for saving money on everything it is you need, and not growing too reliant on any one particular sale. So I just wanted to address, if you've been watching your favorite coupon blogs kind of all of a sudden talking about from scratch cooking or canning, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? This is kind of why, because there's also growing interest. We're hearing more from readers that are interested in learning how to do these things too. And I think you can, let me just say, you can count on more of that for me in the year to follow. Okay, so moving along now to predictions for 2013. I think what we're going to continue to see is sort of what I touched on with technology and couponing, that manufacturers and stores are going to continue to work to compete for your business and continue to meet the demands of the consumer. I think more people are mobile in the stores, and they're comfortable using technology like that in the store. So I think we could see more apps. I think we'll see more stores, you know, roll things out that will help you save money easily while you're shopping. More e-coupons, more things geared for people that are social media users. Again, I still think clipping is around. I don't think that clipping inserts is going away entirely, but I do think there's going to be more experimentation with other forms of getting coupons out to people. And more loyalty based too. I do think that there's going to be some measure of stores and manufacturers wanting to incent people or thank them for being loyal fans of using their store or product. Just as I said a minute ago, I want to just encourage you to resist relying on any one particular couponing method, strategy, sale, etc. I think, and I've said this for a while now, but the people that are going to make it are the ones that are open-minded, willing to try new stores, willing to seek out and try new opportunities, especially early on. I think a lot of times, like when a new, for instance, coupon program rolls out, a lot of times you'll see like the really good offers at the front end of that, as they're trying to get people excited and on board. So I think a lot of times if you can be poised and ready to adapt to those new opportunities, you can really get some good deals that way. But again, don't get too reliant, because as I mentioned, we've seen things shift, we've seen things change, we've seen coupon policies change, and certain kinds of coupons go away. So the last thing you want to do is say, oh, I'm only going to use Albertsons doubler coupons, for instance, as a way to save, or I'm only ever going to get my holiday toys at the Target toy sale. Well, competition may be tough. Albertsons, I'm not saying that I know that they're going to do this or anything. So, but suppose that Albertsons got rid of double coupons, then what are you going to do? If you have all of your eggs in that coupon basket, right? And then they go away, then you're really stuck. So be open-minded. I always encourage you to, when you have the chance, try a new store. If you've never been to Winco, go to Winco and get in their bulk department. If you've never been to an Asian market, I really encourage you to do that. If you've never gone to a grocery outlet, or maybe you went years ago and you have this one image in your mind of what you think it is, go again. They've really changed things there. And I've added, if you go to my website, you see that I talked about Grocery Outlet earlier this week. They have really worked to include more organic and high-end skincare products. So be willing to explore and try new things. I do think that fine print and limitations may continue, may just be the way that it goes, but as always, just be prepared to adapt. Um, I also would say that this year, I guess what I would encourage you to do, and I'll be writing more content, continuing this sort of content, but is to be willing to explore and try new things and to think outside the box. When thinking, for instance, let's go back to the oatmeal. So let's say it's January and there's no oatmeal sale. What do? Well, instead of sitting there and going, well, I guess we're not going to have it, you might think about the different ways that you could go about saving on that item. I really think online shopping is becoming one of the solutions to that. A lot of times sites like Groupon, Vitacost will put out codes that you can save money and you can stock up online. That's an option. Buying that item in bulk is an option. Waiting till you somehow earn a gift card or a coupon that's good off a purchase, like $10 off your next purchase, and then leveraging that on that item. There are different ways to fulfill that need that you might have. So being willing to approach those in a different way, I think, is really going to help you in the next year. That is what I have for today. And again, I know that those predictions and thoughts on what's going to happen in 2013 are very broad and very high level, and I get that. If you were kind of hoping more for like a month by month what I think is going to happen, I would refer you back to that sales cycle download. And when I post tomorrow, when I post the recorded video of tonight's webcast, I'll make sure to include a link there too, because that download is going to provide that. That download has what themes we typically see each month and the types of foods and the types of household goods that I have noted go on sale for those months. Again, those things can shift, and so they're good to kind of keep an open mind and more as a, okay, this is what we could expect, but not so much a promise of what's going to happen. But if you were looking for that, I would definitely point you back to the download. I hope that this was helpful, especially if you're new to couponing. I would just say, please go to my site, thecouponproject.com. In the navigation bar, you're going to see a title that says Getting Started, and hover over that until you see the Coupons 101 link. And if you work through those lessons, there's a series of lessons there. You'll also find previous webcasts. I've done dozens of these now. So if this has been helpful just to sit and listen to me teach like this, then you might respond better to going through some of my webcasts where honestly, the same information that I would teach in an actual coupon class, you would find through those webcasts, or also at my YouTube channel. I have lots of shorter, if you're like, okay, I can't sit for another 30 minutes. Okay, I get it. I have some shorter, like 2-3 minute videos at YouTube, and my channel is Coupon Project, just Coupon Project. I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes on chat. I'm just going to pop over and see if anybody has any questions. It doesn't look like it at the moment, but I'm going to leave the chat box open for a few minutes once I've concluded tonight's webcast. I want to thank you so much for joining me. And again, I want to remind you that tonight's webcast was recorded, and I will have the video to share with you so you can come back and refer to this whenever you want. Again, please visit me at thecouponproject.com. I would love to have you. And also I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/thecouponproject. There's lots of people out there too that would be really happy to help answer your questions and get you saving on couponing and whatever else it is that you need to be saving money on. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you again in about a month.